bit of a pest, I think. And I say pest because they seem to be able to colonize areas quite quickly and perhaps push away other creatures or other birds that stay in the water or stay close to the water. And it seems like their population levels have gotten increasingly higher in the last few years. But they seem to share the area quite well with the hippos. I don't think they're too particularly preoccupied. Nobody's gonna come and take this water away from them, is it? Interesting. We're going to go a bit further, see if perhaps we can see Vlad or another bird. And while we do that, let's go to Taylor, who's also got her binos out.
We're now focusing on the more common ones, Ali, because I feel like I need to play catch-up. Because you've put some special birds on screen. Very nice to see a green-backed heron. That might be quite a new one for a few of the viewers. Now, we've got a magpie shrike here, and I think it's going to fly because its partner has just flown away off into the distance. So it should follow. But it was not really doing too much at the moment. It actually was just sitting very peacefully up in this tree. I think enjoying the morning, it's not morning, it's afternoon. Enjoying the afternoon light and having a good preen. They all should start settling in for the night. Who have we got? There were some hornbills and things flying around as well. Let me scan and see if I can find any of them. There's something else just calling too, maybe a prinia. Chip, 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 chip. Nope. Okay. Next birds, please. You may enter. Okay, nothing else here. That was a bit disappointing. I thought we were going to get an abundance of birds, but it seems as though I was wrong. Oh, we're also on the new road, by the way, Shadow's favourite road. We should actually just call this road Shadow, because she seems to be here all the time. But no luck just yet on any leopards. I know she did cross back towards Arethusa, but she could come back at any time. Ah, wonderful. So it seems as though Ali is not disappointing anybody this afternoon. She does not just have one reptile, she's got two.
Alright, we do have two reptiles. We're looking at a beautiful water monitor lizard, and it's been standing again, just like the greenback heron was. It's been standing so still, sunning itself, that we actually didn't even realize it was here until pretty much 10 minutes down the line. So it is incredible how often you'll come around an area and you'll see pretty much around, you'll be like, well, there are a few things here and there that I can see, but once you start paying attention to everything around you, then everything reveals itself. Beautiful. Now, this little monitor lizard is actually one of the biggest nightmares for another reptile that we've got on screen, and I don't know if you guys can spot it already, but it seems like good old Vlad is all the way there. Smiling, of course, with those beautiful white teeth. That should be pretty much in any toothpaste commercial. They are a bit scary though. Now, it is interesting, and as I was saying before, monitor lizards are probably one of the biggest predators to crocodile eggs. So you see crocodiles start reproducing around about July, and then they lay their eggs, and they're only going to hatch up a few months later. But monitor lizards are very good at seeing or finding crocodile nests, and they often raid their nest and eat all of the eggs and pretty much finish them up. So such a tiny little thing is what is in charge of maintaining at bay the populations of crocodiles and just making sure there aren't too many of them around. You are very beautiful and enjoying the afternoon, aren't you? Oh my goodness, so many things around here. It is incredible, and it hasn't moved 1 inch. Dina, you say that the monitor lizard is sunning itself and relaxing. I think it is. It's almost like being at the beach. It's even got a little bit of a comfortable spot for his head. Not too bad. It is summer after all in some parts of the world. Kobe, you're wondering how powerful the tail of the monitor lizard is, well, very, very powerful. They can hit you, when they move it around quite quickly. But more than the tail, that is, as we're looking, very strong, is the bite of a monitor lizard. They have quite a high bite pressure, and often once they bite, they don't really open their mouth back up, so it's very hard to, if they bite you, to get them off. Now, we heard a hippo saying hello, or perhaps just inviting us over to the pod. I don't know. It's just been coming up and down, and it's quite amazing to think that this creature that is probably just as tall as me is at the bottom there. Oh, there are two. Or at least it seems that there are two, just judging by all the water bubbles and the ripples in the water. What's happening, guys? Are you being a bit shy? It is funny that just sheer second before they go down and underneath the water. Somebody's gonna come down. There we go. Well, good to see you guys. I haven't seen you for a while. Yeah, that'll be quite cool. Come, guys, if you start calling, that would be incredible. Alright, I'm going to try and perhaps see if we can see those other finches that are flying on the tree. Now, this is a bit of a tricky one, and this might be a new bird for some. I really hope so. You see them fluttering there in between the nests. Hopefully we'll be able to get a good view of them, especially of the males, and you'll see what they're called cutthroat finches. I think... Alright, let's try and see. I think patience is a virtue if we've learned anything today. They are in there, and I really want to be able to have a look at them with you guys. Come, guys, don't be shy. You're fluttering just outside. Okay. Do you... No, that's fine. That is fine. If you go straight above from it, they're fluttering on those nests on the lower branches. So maybe we'll be able to have a look there. There we go.
These guys?
Yes, those guys. You see the cutthroat finch. Look at the ones on top, and you see the red on... Ah, wonderful. Now they're all posing, the males and the females. Yes, very happy we managed to get this one, because this is actually the bigger prize that we were waiting for, because I've seen it a few times when we've come down here, but they are always flying away, so it becomes a bit hard to see them. Now, the males are the ones with that red band underneath their throat, and well, they're called a cutthroat finch because it almost seems like their throat has been cut because of that beautiful red color that they've got there. Whew. Very happy we got to see them. I thought that maybe they were going to carry on fluttering around and we weren't going to be able to see them anymore, so yay. And it seems like they're enjoying all the nests that the weavers have made, that they've left behind. Jennifer, you're saying that there are so many nests. Yes. These nests, however, they have been constructed by weavers, likely not social weavers, they don't occur here. Village weavers. Sorry, I got the name of the aggregation wrong. And then they have made them, and now that they have abandoned them, then they've become a great house or a great spot for some other birds to enjoy. Seems like they have gone, but yay! Ah, there we go. Going back in. Whoop! All the way up. Are you perhaps going to come back down? So, as they say, somebody's... What do you call it? Somebody's trash is somebody's treasure. So, these nests are not being used anymore by the weavers, so they've just being occupied now by all the finches. And I'm sure other little birds around have also been using them. Whew. And it seems like our friend the heron is still there. Christine, you're wondering why they build their nest like that. But before I say that, we've got an African crake over there. very bright reds, and I think this is still a juvenile because the face is supposed to get a lot more yellow, or the beak. Now the village weavers, they build their nest on top of water as a way of trying to prevent certain creatures from coming and trying to get their nests, or the eggs inside of their nest, and also just by having a lot of other ones around them, there's safety in numbers. So if anything were to come down, they are able to warn each other. But in addition, the males are the ones that build the nest as a display for the females, to try and make it an offering for the females, so that the females accept this gift and then perhaps mate with them so that they can raise their young. Now this one probably didn't fare too well during the season, and this must have happened at the beginning of summer, so there's been lots of storms and winds coming along, so I think the nest is a bit tattered. But when they make them, they're very beautiful, and they initially, because the birds use a green grass, the nests are green, and then they become yellow in time. Wonderful. So it seems like there's a lot of little things happening around here. It is wonderful once you are forced to stay in one spot and see them. Oh, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful shot, isn't it? It's almost like the house is dangling in the wind. Now, the males, when they build their nests, they hang upside down from the nest, and they just start imitating almost like a chick in distress to try and attract the females onto their nest. And if the females like them, then they're gonna go in and make tiny little eggs and have their brood for the season. But if a few females come along and nobody mates with that particular male, it's a good hint that it's gotta tear it all down and then start over and build a better one. That is beautiful. Interesting how many things we've been able to see around here now that we've stopped and had a proper look. Lots of things. The crake, the herons, the finches, the monitor lizards, the hippos. There's the crake again. I think I came here not too long ago, and I was desperately trying to get one of these crakes on camera, and they were just being completely uncooperative and were just standing on the other side of the island, pretty much behind where those Egyptian geese are. So it became a bit tricky, but typical. When you're not looking for them, that's when the best things happen. Now, that's a hippo. 2 hippos sleeping next to Vlad. Sorry, I thought it was mud for a second, but then on a closer look it seems like it's actually a female and perhaps a calf. They are protected by all the branches around there, so it's a bit tough to tell if it's just one that I'm looking at or perhaps 2 because of all the branches. But you see, they're so close to the crocodile and none of them are too bothered by the presence of each other. So pretty much we've got them there on both sides. Now, Vlad is definitely not bothered by anything. I think just like the monitor lizard we saw earlier on, he's just enjoying the sunlight and warming himself up. And likely that's exactly the same that hippos were doing. But because they don't really compete with one another, and these hippos are a bit too big for Vlad to try and take down, then pretty much the island is a safe place for both of them. Look at that. Both of them sharing that space. Interesting. So many interesting happen when you start looking. Deborah, you say that the African crake is the 204th one on your list. Yay, that's amazing. I'm very glad you got to put one more on your list. Seems like our monitor lizard friend over there is perhaps starting to get a little bit cold and facing in the direction of the sun. Maybe it's gonna, I don't know if there's a hole in there that it can go down onto, because the monitor lizards, they also share termite mounds, or perhaps there's a hole in one of the trees around here, and that's where it's gonna go once it becomes a bit too cold for it to be around here. But it's funny, in the last few moments the sun has gone down and the temperature has dropped quite dramatically. So I think maybe some of our reptiles are going to start looking for a place to rest during the night. Well, probably not Vlad. I think he's already found his place. Beautiful. This is one of my favorite creatures. Right, we've had a blast around here, but why don't we go over to Taylor and see if she is still doing some birding.
A little bit, but I keep missing the birds. I've got something more exciting to tell you about we saw 2 buffalo. Can you believe it? But they were far into the thicket just off of Rebecca's road, and we tried desperately. So Megan, if you saw Gert and I reversing, going forward, zooming in, coming back out to look, as we were trying to show you the buffalo even though it was so far away. Megan was wondering what we were doing. I'm actually just going to go just off to the left here and see if we can't look back down the valley. Maybe we can see them moving through. Now you're probably all thinking, Taylor, what on earth were you getting so excited about? It's just 2 buffalo, but we haven't seen them in such a long time. So I just wanted to show you that there are a few, but I think it's just the boys. Nah, I don't think we're going to get a view from here, I'm afraid. It's too thick. We'll try later. What we'll do is, they're heading in the direction of Philemon's cut line, but they're still quite far off. They've got to cross the drainage. But maybe in an hour's time or so, we'll come back around here and see if they are still about. But I thought it was quite nice to see them. Let's go around here, and then we're going to go towards the hyena den. We keep trying to make our way there, and then I get horribly distracted because I see birds, and then I drive, and then the birds fly away, and then the buffalo walk away from me. So hopefully the hyenas will be out and not hiding away, as I'd like to see them again. But of course I want to see them with the parental needs to be there. One of the adults just has to be around, and then we can really enjoy the little ones. Okay, off we go. Go down this road. Still no sign of Mvula either. I don't know where he's gone. Hyena tracks, what a surprise. Also lion tracks. The lions came walking down here too. That was from this morning though. So they came down Zoe's road. Must have cut across the Power Lines road, then Zoe's road, and out. I wonder where they would have crossed out on Triple M. Anyways, we'll go check down that end of the world too. When we go look for the buffalo a bit later, we'll check Gari Main towards the Arethusa and all the rest of the Sabi Sand Lodges signs, and then we'll go down Triple M and see if anybody is crossing back onto the property. Maybe they smelt those buffalo. I hope they did. I was standing there trying to fan the wind the opposite way down there so that they could hopefully get their scent. It's nice having the lions around, I think. It's been quite pleasant. We need to keep our catathon up because we've done so well. Do you remember last year? How long did we have cats for? It was like something ridiculous, like 100 and something odd days. Remember, it was amazing. It was so cool. When I first started working here, we had a cat streak for ages, and then they just all disappeared for months. We didn't have any cats, and we should hopefully try and do a countdown like that again. Ooh. Tybio, you're wondering what are the current dynamics with the lions and the Sabi Sand? No, still lion tracks. I got excited. There were some that looked quite fresh, but they're not. Still just the old lion tracks from this morning. So just to get back to that question, well, in this particular area, when you say lion dynamics, so you're just talking about the various prides and coalitions that are around in this area. Tristan actually knows the most, and Ali is pretty good with all the lions and that type of thing. Tristan in particular has worked in a variety of areas in the sands, which is quite nice. He's been at Chitwa, he's at Simbambili, he was also at Lion Sands, so he's seen sort of the northern lions, he's seen the eastern lions, he's seen a bit of the southern lions, that type of thing. But up here, the main pride that we see is the Nkahuma pride, which is 5 lionesses and 6 sub-adult cubs that are ranging from about a year to a year and almost a year and a half now. And then we've got the Styx pride as well, and which is 3 adult lionesses and a whole bunch of cubs. We see the Talalas, 3 young males, 3 sub-adult males. They must be about, how old are those boys now? We're around 3 years old, somewhere there. And then 2 lionesses. I think one of the lionesses has also got cubs. And then the Torchwood pride is, I don't even know how many lions there are. I think there are 9 females in the Torchwood pride. There's a whole lot of them, and lots and lots and lots of cubs. And then the main coalition of males that we see around here are the Birmingham boys. So 4 beautiful male lions. They were a bit scrappy when they first started, but aren't all young male lions when they take over their first territory, and they're doing very, very well. So they seem to move around and visit all of those prides that I've just mentioned. So that's sort of the dynamic up here. Right, let's go down Gallagher shortcut. I haven't seen a male lion for a long time now. It would be nice to see them again. Especially Nana. He's my favorite of the Birmingham. He's very pretty. And then I like him more too. I must admit, I like him more. I like them all, but Nana's my favorite. Okay, let's hope, everyone, fingers crossed please. See if these hyenas are going to still be around. It should be about that time now. Normally we would catch the hyenas out, an adult at least, back at the den, and we haven't got much time until sunset, probably another half an hour, maybe 40 minutes or so, and then it's going to be relatively dark, maybe a bit longer than that. Okay, we're not far off though. I'm so excited. It was such a great start to the drive. Now, I know it hasn't been particularly busy and it's been relatively quiet, but at least we've seen some nice birds, and hopefully you have all got a few new ones. It must be, it's tough, and I do feel the frustration of the viewers who've been watching for years and years now, and your bird list has become stagnant. I know how frustrating it is, because I feel as though that's what's happened to my bird list too, and that's why I enjoy visiting new areas, so that I can see some different ones that I've always wanted to see. I think my next mission is going to be to go to more the east coast, so further east from than where I'm from the Eastern Cape, but I want to head into Natal. I haven't done much exploring on those game reserves before, so I'd love to go and see what tropical birds I can find. And you know, something I'm quite slack with is marine birds. I did a little bit of marine birding because we used to go to the beach quite often with the guests down in the Eastern Cape, and then on the estuaries and stuff you would see lots and lots of different birds, but I feel like there's many that I'm actually missing out on that I could add to my list and increase those numbers. Not that it's a competition, it's of course just nice. Hello crested francolins. There's a whole lot of them running here through the grass. I thought at first it was going to be some mongoose, but you can see them just disappearing over there just as we get to the hyenas. All the little ones are not so little anymore. They've grown up very quickly and they look almost exactly the same size as the adults now. But those are the crested francolins. I hope I haven't gone past this den site now. Okay. Let's see. Did I go past it? Did I get too excited? No, I think it's still up a little bit further. I wasn't concentrating. And it is such a subtle road. You can miss it. I'll just have to look for my 150 off-road track. Is it this one? I think it's this one. No, it's not this one, is it? Yes, it is. You know, sometimes I wonder about myself. I think I was just here. Surely you remember where you just went. Okay, we have to be sneaky. We'll go in as quietly as we can. I can see a little head bouncing about there. You better get inside that burrow if there's no adults here, otherwise I'm going to have a word to your parents. They're naughty. Now this is what's so exciting, is that if this isn't Tima, one of Ribbon's cubs that we have seen, I think it's quite nice that they've gone from being quite nervous of the cars. Remember, they used to run straight down into the burrows when they see the vehicle. Now they're running out of the burrow to come and greet us. It just shows you that we don't necessarily have a negative impact on these animals. It's almost like this little one is excited to see us. I'm going to poke my nose in. If I don't see an adult, we'll have a quick 1 minute look and then we'll go out again. Just because I know how excited you all are. Right, let's just... But now that I know, I can't break that, I'm not strong enough. Now that we know that they're here, I can also come and trim some of these roads and just make it a little bit easier to access. You two are very naughty. Very naughty. Look at you. You know you're not allowed to do this. They're like naughty children. The little one is slightly nervous. Just stop over here and I'll jump out of your way. And what I might actually do is, like I said, I'm going to come and trim a couple of these trees I might trim this guarri bush back slightly, just so that we don't have to get too close to the den, that we can actually arrive right up here and have an easy, clean view. There they go, back inside again. Now, dear watcher, you're wondering if the adults are perhaps out hunting. They might be, although I actually think they could just be sleeping off in the bush somewhere. They normally rest up during the day. They're more active at night, but again, they're opportunistic feeders, so if there is anything around, it isn't unusual to see a hyena out during the day. So they could just be not too far away, maybe laying up in the drainage line. But you can see this older cub is naughty. You are causing all the trouble. You are luring that youngster out of its burrow when you know that you've been told by your parents to stay in there and stay put. But it is just so adorable, isn't it? You are very fluffy. See there? Naughty 1 and naughty 2. And now, don't choke. A little cough. Obviously it was chewing on a stick at one point, that stick right there that it's walking over. What have you seen? See how it's not staring at us, it's staring down at something else. So I'm just looking to see what it has seen. Again, this is where I wish I had my superpower, to be able to communicate with the animals and I could understand exactly what was going on. Now it's quite thick in here. It's a very good spot for a den. There's lots of impala walking in the distance. I wonder if that's maybe what it hasn't spotted just away. Hello, little one. Okay, in your burrow. Like I said, we're not going to stay here for too much longer. We just have a look, but it might give you an opportunity to try and ID this little one. Red Brick, you say that you love hyenas. They are so interesting. They are indeed. Look at that little one. He's digging. Are you? Or would you digging? You're just cleaning out your burrow. I'm so happy that we found it. Now, I remember when I first started working here, and obviously started watching Safari Live on and off before I was working, before I got the job here. And I remember Jamie and James sitting here for hours and hours with this family and just enjoying them in this exact termite mound. Now they're going to play with some sticks and chew the grass. They're bored. Like I said, they're bored. At least they've got each other, though. It must be tough when you're all on your own. I always do feel slightly sorry for leopard cubs or a lion cub if it's on its own, because then they really do pester the parents or the adult females and the males. So at least if you have a sibling, it's quite nice. But it's amazing. You're already just looking at the bond. Look how that little one goes over, though, just to sort of out of reassurance, to say it's okay, I'm here. Big sibling is here. Okay, but I don't think we're going to stay here much longer. Like I said, I don't want to spend too much time with no adults around here, but I just wanted to poke my nose in to make sure that our lovelies are still okay. Ooh, there we go. Herbie's talking to me. Hi, Herbie, I can hear you. Ooh, Herbie, where? Tell me where. Okay, right, we're going to leave because Herbert has just said that there's a leopard somewhere. Bye, hyenas! Get inside that burrow. You're naughty. How funny was that? As I sort of said, get inside your burrow and started the car. I think they got a little bit nervous as I started the car. They went, oh my goodness, Taylor has spoken, off we go, and then ran it back inside. Okay, right, I'm not sure what's going on. Herbie said leopard, must be in Vula. Ah, being attacked by a stick. Get off me. I'm going to cut that one too. Right, let's quickly try and turn around here. Megan, can you just ask Herbie whereabouts and which way is this leopard going? I'm coming now, I'm on, because I'm just off Shortcut Gallagher, so I won't be long. Okay, I'm going to call Herbie on the radio. Right, I'm going to keep searching around here and hopefully I'm going to find you a spotted cat. Let's go across to Ali, still at Chitwa Dam, with some hippos.
Exciting times ahead, but look at this gorgeous hippo in that golden light. Someone's falling asleep, but the colors reflecting in the water are just phenomenal. And just the last few rays of sunlight, there's Chitwa on the other side, the lodge, just looking fantastic. Imagine just being able to enjoy the sunset from your room deck and just hear all the hippos and all the creatures around and all their laughs. What a wonderful setting that would be. I love when hippos do that. I think it's one of my favorite things. It almost reminds me of kids playing in the water. And off we go. Are you going to open your mouth? That would be quite nice. Either one of you, my goodness, it's almost like a mirror. It is like a mirror. And you're swimming like a dog now. Although I am making this joke, hippos cannot really swim, so what he's doing is just using the bottom of the ground to impulse itself. It's more likely walking rather than actually swimming, because they're a bit too heavy to be able to float. But it does look like... I think it's because its ears are in the water that it almost looks like a dog. Where are you going off? Seems like he's going to try and hide behind this termite mound. Are you checking us out? Hippos are very curious creatures, and I think this one over here is one of the, potentially one of the younger males. He's away from the rest of the pod. Stay in the water, or as long as he doesn't try any the distance.
Hello everybody, sorry about that. I'm not sure why the gremlins are being so terrible. They've been so well behaved over the last few days, but I suppose Chitwa Dam can be a bit sneaky. Now, I don't know where this leopard is. I know Herbie said Candace's house. Now, Candace is the general manager of Djuma, and their house is just down over here, quite close to the tent. I've just actually bumped into Vernon as well, and I asked him if he could... Oh, here's Herbie. Go Herbs, I'm just here not near the tent. Just waiting for Herbie. Okay, copy, thanks, confirm Gallagher Pan. Copy, thank you. Vernon is also making his way there now. I told him to head towards the pan, so I'll be there in 2 minutes. Okay, there we go, right. Oh, and back we go. So I just bumped into, like I said, Vernon, and he was great. I told him very quickly that we've got this leopard. So I asked him to go to Gallagher Pan. Herbie says he's there now. So I'm just going to race back. And it's so funny because he said that he actually just came from there. Can you believe that? I laughed. It's amazing. You can literally just go and check an area and you'll miss something by the skin of your teeth. You might have just been coming through that drainage line. The reason why I'm saying it's Mvula is because this is the direction that he was coming from this morning after we went out and saw him again at breakfast. So I don't know who else could have very quickly maneuvered around here, but we'll confirm it once we get to it. But well done to Herbie. I wonder how he saw it. Megan, do you know? Did he hear it? Because we were sitting at that hyena den, we didn't hear anything. Megan says that Herbie came into final control in such a panic that she thought that the leopard was behind him and trying to get into final control. But Herbie, of course, has got such a great passion for wildlife. He does get so excited. Right, here's Vernon. Standing by. Okay, copy. Herbie, whereabouts are you now? Okay, this is good. So Herbie says he can only have gone west from this pan. So we might have to go off-road again. Oh, not again. It's ridiculous. Let's quickly, I just want to chat to Vernon. So he said he saw him here, just up near Yeah, so I think I'll take the bush route and see. There's a massive animal pathway, but I did see a whole bunch of Inyala just opposite the tent. So hopefully we will get him. But I think it's Mvula. Perfect, I'll go through here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the off-road route now. And then Vernon's going to help us. This is what we need, teamwork. Herbie's also in the area. He'll go around again and then we'll be able to catch him. You might know this drainage system that's just off to our left. It's right near the tent and it's very, very thick, filled with tambourties, but a great spot and a good area for a leopard to potentially try and catch something. Now it's very thick. I'm going to need to try and find a decent way through here. I'm going to send you back across to Ali, who is fighting off the gremlins.
Right, sorry guys, it seems like we have managed to fight off all the gremlins and we have left the gremlins to take a bath with blood in the very cold waters of Chitwa Dam. Now we're going a bit towards the higher ground, see if perhaps we can catch the last few moments of the sunlight, of the sunshine, see if we can enjoy a beautiful sunset once more all together. So I think I'm still hoping that the road is going to veer to the left hand side and we'll be able to have another look at the sun. Ooh. But I think that Chitwa Dam mission was quite successful. Lots of little things living around there. Many little things that we hadn't seen there before, and I'm still very, very excited about those tiny cutthroat finches that we managed to see. Alright, seems like we've got enough time to try and find a better spot for the sunset. And I think I really hope that leopard is Mvula, because it seems like I feel like Taylor and Mvula have had their own version of the Battle of the Titans, both of them trying to see which one is more patient, or perhaps which one of the two of them is more stubborn against each other. But my money's on Taylor. So I'm sure that if Mvula is there, she will be able to find it, or any other that leopard for that matter. But I'm really hoping that is Mbula, so that we can find out what it is exactly that happened, or how he's doing after that close encounter with that warthog. And I still can't believe he spent as much time as he did outside of that burrow, just waiting for it to come down before anything really happened. What do you think about this spot, Sam? I think maybe we can find a better one. Yeah, there? Yeah. Alright. Sorry, I was looking too much at the sun that I think I just blinded myself. Right, so we'll just give you a few seconds because we were driving on a bumpy road, but I'm sure we'll be able to see the last bit of the sun as it goes down. It's funny how again it looks so small. Wonderful sun. I wonder what's gonna happen tonight during the night, who's gonna come back and who's not going to come back, and who is going to be around to be seen in the morning. I think the real fun is only just going to start beginning for all the nocturnal creatures, especially for all of our beloved cats. Well, I'm hoping though that tomorrow will bring us some of the Nkahumas back. A typical African sunset with the marula and the sun in the background. All we need now is perhaps some birds to fly around. We will even forgive the Egyptian geese if it's them, just to make it that typical iconic scene. Or of course, if we could, just try to get a gigantic giraffe that would be able to walk in front of the sun. That would be wonderful too. Although I reckon this giraffe would have to be probably the size of a building to be able to pull that off. Wonderful. I think there's a bit too much chatter on the radio, so I'm just going to turn it off for a little while and just enjoy the sighting. Like we said, it's the way it's supposed to be enjoyed. Catherine, you're saying this is a perfect picture for a card. I reckon it is. I think you are right. Probably for a postcard that I could send back to my family and be like, hello guys, I had a wonderful sunset. I hope yours was just as good as mine. Whenever they receive that postcard, probably in 2 months' time. These postal services around the world, sometimes they make me lose my faith in humanity. It is quite a stunning evening today. And we can hear some of the doves calling in the distance, the ring-necked doves. Just everything starting to quiet down for the day. I think all those beautiful birds that we have been enjoying, now they're either finding their places in the trees that they inhabit in their nest, or perhaps getting back into the branches of the trees where they're going to roost for the night. And everyone's just having their last final moments of activity before the night begins and some other creatures start moving around. Mac, you're saying you love these quiet moments in the bush when the sun rises and the sun sets. I do too. I think they're very special moments. I think to just be able to take everything that you've experienced and just take it in and just enjoy pretty much the last few moments of another wonderful day. Wonderful day that we've been able to spend it with so many wonderful creatures and sharing it with so many wonderful people all around the world. And there we go. Maybe we should time this and see how long it takes before it goes down. Let me quickly. It's always something that I've wanted to do. Now maybe I will have the answer to this question. How long does the sun take to go down to sleep? Almost halfway there now. Dave, you say that this is absolutely amazing and that it makes you want to come here not only for the animals but just to see the sunrise and the sunset. It is something incredibly special if you take the time to appreciate it like we have done today. I think it is a very heart-fulfilling experience. Very soothing and wonderful. Almost pretty much gone. Red Brick, you say the sun sets so quickly. It does indeed, and that's why I've been trying to time it to see how long would it actually take for it to completely disappear from our view. We even have an airplane flying on top of us. And there we go. That was the sunset. Spectacular. So I believe happy 4th of July is in order for all of American friends. So I hope you guys enjoyed our sunset. Just for the record, 2 minutes 12 seconds. I did start slightly later, so let's maybe make it 2 minutes 15 seconds. That's how long you shine. That's how long it took for the sun to go down. Incredibly quickly, wasn't it? I'm surprised that it went down so quickly. I thought maybe it was going to take at least 5 minutes, but no. Right, we are going to slowly start heading on to Djuma, but let's go over to Taylor and see how her search for Mbula is carrying on.
He's, well, doing what he does best and acting like a ghost at the moment. I haven't seen him just yet. Let me just check here. There's Manyala on the right. Oh, I don't know where he went. Herbie said the last time he saw him, he was going into the drainage. And he was going slightly south. I just want to check carefully here. There's another Inyala. We're right. He was basically going towards the tent. We might be in here somewhere. Checking that all of my tires are still inflated. It's a really tough one to try and figure out where these animals are going to go. I don't know what to do. Just want to listen. There's been a drongo that's been shouting a bit, but it's still going on. I think it might just be giving its last call for the evening. The Inyala are behind us now and in the drainage line. Now we just have to try and figure out what route he's going to take. Now there's a lot of things we need to consider. Has he seen the Inyala already? Is he trying to stalk them? Or has he not picked up on them at all and he's gone a completely different direction? And now we've seen that Mvula is the most patient leopard that there is out there. After he sat for I don't know how many hours, waiting for that warthog to come out. So I'm just sort of staring and constantly just checking behind us, making sure he doesn't give us a slip completely. I don't really know what we're going to do now. This is a really, really tricky situation. I am, but it's okay. Oh, are you going to go around there? Oh, perfect. Okay, I'll just keep going. I'll keep you updated if you keep your radio on. Here we go. Vernon's decided he's going to go for a sundowner now, and he's going to sit up here on quarantine, and that's a good idea, because if he does stop, he's obviously going to be very quietly, not going to have the noise of the vehicles, and if something does give an alarm call, he'll be able to hear it and he can direct us, and then vice versa. If we find him, we'll call him, and I'm sure they'll just bring their sundowners with them and come and look at this leopard. You know, I don't know what he's going to do. A part of me is saying that he might go even further west. So I'm starting to think maybe I should actually go and just take a drive down where it's hella access. I don't know, I think I don't know where Herbie's gone now. I think he could have left the area. Let me just go up a little bit further forward, and then we'll come back. I want to check. The tent is in here. There's a big Inyala bull. Let me try and show you him. See, this is the tough thing, is I don't want to go bashing through there. Oh, it's almost impossible to... Can you see him? Oh, okay, cool. Sorry, I can't go into reverse anyway. But I'll show you. I don't want to go and potentially wreck a sighting on this side, because this is where all the antelope are. And we know that Mvula has been working exceptionally hard to try and catch something. So there's the beautiful big Inyala bull that I was telling you about. He doesn't seem too bothered at all. He's just munching away. Now the grass is very long. The bush is very thick. It's a perfect spot for a leopard to do some hunting. The only thing now is that Mvula is going to have to be exceptionally quiet, because the wind has completely died down. You can see there's barely even any movement through the grass. Just a very, very faint breeze. Oh, this is actually quite cool. Have a look up here. Can we get that fork-tailed drongo with the moon? You think we can do that? Or is that going to be a little bit too high? We're going to try something extravagant here. We've got the moon just above these fork-tailed drongo. There's a pair of them sitting in there. This is the lot they were shouting. It's probably going to fly away now, but that's okay. No, that's as high as we can go. That's alright. Nice just to have a little look at them. Now, drongos, if you do see this leopard, you're welcome to give us a shout. Excuse me, I've got a little tickle in my throat. What was that? I thought I maybe saw a flash of white moving through the thicket behind the Inyala, but I don't know. I think it's my eyes wanting to see certain things now. This is a tricky one. He's stopped chewing. He's listening. I'm going to lean out the car and look behind the vehicle as well. Now, if I was Mvula, I'd want to go for the Inyala of this size rather than a female or a juvenile, because at least he'd have this to feast upon for quite some time, though he'd have to be quick, because I'm sure the hyenas are around here somewhere, the adults. We're not far from the den as the crow flies. 500 meters or so. That's also why, and we're right at camp. So wouldn't that be great? You could have Mvula take down an Inyala right around here, right near camp. Basically just drive out to a leopard sighting. Cokie Franklin calling at the back. Good to lean out the car. Sorry if you see moving around a bit, it is me. I'm just bouncing about, trying to scan behind us. I did hear those crowned lapwings, like I said earlier, they were calling, but they also went very quiet, so it could have been anything. It could have been an impala walking through and they all alarm for that, in the sense that they're basically just saying, get a move on and get out of our area, you're going to squash our eggs, if they had any. And wouldn't it be amazing if we just sat here perfectly and then we saw rosettes darting from the long grass towards us in Yala. Let me quickly chat to Tax. Tax or Taylor? Tax, Herbie spotted a Madoda Ingwe around here near Candace's Kaya, moving sort of southwestish in the drainage line. I'm just standing by in the area. I haven't got him just yet. We're trying to relocate him, but he's given us the slip, so I don't know if you want to maybe come and work this area with us. Okay, copy, thanks. Vernon's also, he's just teamed for Puz on quarantine, so he'll also join if we do find him. So there we go. So Taxon's also going to come and give us a hand, which would be nice. The more the merrier. Okay, we've sat here for a little bit now. I think we're going to turn around. Let's go check down the other side. Please go into reverse. Thank you. So take care. You're wondering if that leopard could really take down a big antelope. Oh, most certainly. Now, male leopards can take rather large antelope down. They can take something down to the size of a, let's say about a female waterbuck. No problem. They can do that. I've seen Mashabeni on a waterbuck kill. We've seen Tundi on a waterbuck kill too. So they're definitely capable. So waterbuck's much larger than the Inyala, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Just going to
we are taking a very long turn or a long time to get back home. We are on Chitwa now, and we just thought it would be quite interesting to drive around certain areas that we don't often travel around during the dark times, just to be able to see any potential nocturnal creature. Like I said, I'm still hoping for, of course, pangolins, but porcupines as well, perhaps a wildcat, caracal, serval, anything else around this area, because we don't, or I at least haven't traveled around here at this time of the day too often. So who knows, maybe you will see something really cool around here. Seems like today is the day for the impossible, so why not? Let's go and enjoy. So far though, it doesn't seem like we're having too much luck, so I want to try one of those roads and just head a bit more westwards towards the core area of Djuma, where it's a bit thick, so maybe there we'll be able to see anything. But now on my right hand side, this is Torchwood, and Tundi was seen here this morning, so I'm also hoping that perhaps she's going to carry on coming to the west, and we'll be able to have a look at her and perhaps find out where Tamba has been this past few days. Has some very unusual leopard behavior we had yesterday with Tundi and Kuchava and Tingana, all of them there, and all of a sudden Tundi disappearing. I think that's what happened. I think this is a good road as any. Oh, we've got a family of Franklins. Run, little ones. Off onto the side of the road they've gone. And we'll see what we can see around this particular area. An aardvark would be amazing. I was also hoping, well, that, you know, Mvula wouldn't eat it, but that there was an aardvark down in that hole when Taylor was patiently waiting for for Mvula to move. But it seems like it was a warthog that got the best of him. Maybe he made a slight mistake, judged the occasion a bit wrong, and that's why that warthog managed to carry on living, because apparently, according to the reports that I heard on the radio, apparently the warthog managed to get back down into the burrow rather than running away from Mvula. Now, very beautiful setting that we've got in this particular part of Djuma. Now, what are these tracks that I'm looking at here? No, just very typical Impala track. I think they looked a bit roundy, or I thought they looked a bit roundy, and I was perhaps thinking that they could belong to another creature, but no, I was wrong. Now, I think I want to carry on actually going onto this road. Carry on going slightly east. Let's see what we can spot around here. Now the day is a bit hazy, because normally from here we should be able to see the Drakensberg Mountains on our west, but not today. I cannot even pretty much distinguish anything from where we are other than the horizon. So I think maybe that's a plan we need to leave for another day. Yes, maybe we'll even get lucky enough to spot a buffalo around this area, and that would be quite nice, considering we haven't seen any of them. It's probably why the reason the Nkuhumas have been moving around so much. They can't find them either. And likely they're just enjoying smaller meals at a time. Perhaps things like zebras and kudus and, well, of course, the impala. Now, I wonder if perhaps my radio has gone crazy again, because it's been acting up a bit the afternoon. So, let me just double check. Let's see. Megan for Ali. Ah, you're here. Okay, good. Sorry guys, we've had a bit of issues with the radio for the day, so sometimes I don't know. I don't know if Megan is around, because when we were at Chitwa at one point we lost them, and there was so much silence, and we're not used to having silence in our ears, because there's always at least one radio going on. So you see, Megs, I miss you so much that when I don't hear you in my head, I think something's wrong. Alright, let's see. Alright, pangolins of the world, time to wake up and start moving around. I know you're here somewhere. Or any smaller cat for that matter. But imagine if we struggled seeing that little leopard cub this morning, serval, caracal, and even African wildcat. They're even smaller than the leopard cub, or just maybe approximately somewhat the same size, so it would be so hard to see them in this long grass. So that's why I'm wishing all the elephant herds to come around and just walk everywhere and just squash all the grass. Alright, seems like Taylor is one step ahead of us, and she's gotten her spotlight out, so let's go over to her and see what she manages to find.
My spotlight's not really working just yet. I think I'm a bit too excited, Ali, to try and find this leopard that is walking around here somewhere. So I just jumped on the radio, and Herbie actually called me, and he said he's checked further south and there's no tracks coming out this way. I think he actually went in on foot. He went through Candace's house and looked into that drainage line. He said, didn't see anything coming this way. And we've watched him, Vula. We've seen what he does. He goes left, right, back, forth, north, south, east, west. Doesn't just walk in one direction. So he could have come right back here again. Let's go up to the pan though. Let's see if he's maybe come to have a drink. So we're just here. Just want to make sure that it is tough. And then I think we might actually go around. Let's see if we have any leopard track. No, impala. We'll do a full loop around the pan, because that might give us an idea then where he could have gone to. Now, I know leopards don't necessarily like to get their feet dirty, so I don't know if he would have been standing in the mud. Or some leopards don't mind getting their feet dirty. No, I don't see any leopard tracks here. I see lots of impala footprints. The impala are obviously no longer here. Those rams that we saw earlier, I think they've moved up and onto quarantine. There's a francolin shouting, but I think it's just giving its last call for the evening. Now, what do we do? Hang on. Yeah, that Prinia. There's many birds shouting. Many little ones. One down there that sounds like a tawny flank Prinia. Something else shouting in here. I'm not sure exactly what bird it is. Let's just go back around again. See, someone's shouting there. It sounds like a drongo. Choo choo. What have you got? Tell us. Speak English. Do you have a leopard? See, there's two birds shouting equally as loudly. I don't know which one to follow. Okay. I think we're going to have to play a game of rock, paper, scissors here, Gert. If you win, which way do you want to go?
That way.
Back that way?
Yeah.
And if I win, I also want to go back that way, but we'll just have a game anyway. Alright, you ready? Rock, paper, scissors. And rock, paper, scissors. Are you just copying me? How's that? He's playing mind games with me. Okay, ready? Okay, you win. So let's go back down that way. Oh no. How was that old trick there, thinking that, how can we keep getting the same thing all the time? Okay, we'll go back. Just practice our reversing quickly. Always got to make sure you stay on top of reversing. You never know when you might need it. Suppose we can turn here. Please don't be a random little stump behind me. Okay, and back we go again. So I know that that side is covered towards quarantine, because if this leopard is going towards those Nyala and catches one, they're going to let off a distress call, and the other Nyala will start to shout, and then Vernon and Herbie will hear those noises, and then we can go back there. So we're the search team at the moment. We're just checking up and down while everybody has a little break. They're listening out for alarm calls. Whew, nippy in this drainage line. Also check for tracks. Nope, none here. Kobe, who is 15 years old, you were wondering if I was speaking a different language on the radio just a bit earlier. I was trying. It was a very poor attempt, Kobe, at trying to speak the local language. I'm hopeless at it. James would give me he'd actually find a sandpaper raisin bush and he'd beat me over the knuckles if he heard me speaking like that. Sorry, James, if you're watching. Probably not, but sorry, just in case. And so yeah, so I try, but I'm not very good at it, unfortunately. Language is not my forte. I used to be able to speak Xhosa fluently when I was growing up, but I've lost that since, which is very disappointing. So I still remember sort of phrases and things like that. Thought I saw something in here, but it wasn't anything. Right, let's go. This is where we were yesterday. It feels like deja vu. We're driving. You are more than welcome to, Mike, because I'm sure by the time you get down this way, I would have closed down. But yeah, you're welcome to make your way. Can you maybe check Vuurtele Dam for me? I'm just here checking around Gallagher and Vuurtele Lodge, but we have lost him. Right, so Mike is coming in all the way to come and help us as well. He also wants to see a leopard this afternoon. So the more the merrier, especially now that it's dark. You know, we're not going to be doing any off-roading missions unless we are following a big cat at night, because the chances of you then breaking a car are even greater than normally the chances of me breaking cars. But we fixed them though. Right, Ali is also searching for all sorts of nocturnal creatures. Woo! It was a big bump. I almost bounced myself a cat out the vehicle. And we're going to hopefully find the leopard before the show ends. That's our mission. So I'm going to send you across to Ali, who should have her spotlight out now. Let's see if she can find you a chameleon.
We do have our spotlight out, and so far no luck with spotlight or without spotlight to find any of the nocturnal creatures. But hopefully our luck will change. We left the road that we were on. We've come across Spaghetti Junction, which always makes me laugh because I find that is the best name for that junction. Always makes me feel like a disaster is about to come when you come to the Spaghetti Junction. But not too many things around here. So I'm hoping that perhaps we will find something around here. You never know. So, would very much like to have a... What would we like to have? What would you like to have, Sam? I'm still hoping for porcupine.
Bush baby would be nice.
A bush baby. Exquisite bliss. You want to see a chameleon? Okay, we'll also look for chameleons. See if perhaps we can come across any of them around here. Though I'm starting to think that porcupines on Djuma are just as hard as pangolins, because I haven't seen one yet. And I don't think any of the guys have seen a pangolin while I've been here, perhaps while I've been away. So I wonder if maybe the porcupines and the pangolins are the two mysterious P's for Djuma. Alright guys, civet would also be nice. Anything. Can hear a lot of insects now. A lot of possible cicadas. Marry a bush baby, you say? Sounds fantastic. We will also look for a bush baby. See if perhaps there's any that we can see around here, and perhaps we did. That would be quite cool, because then maybe we would be able to see them with a little bit of light. So bush babies, we're also on the hunt for you. Reveal yourselves. It is funny that in this area we don't get any thick-tailed bush babies. Linda, you're suggesting how about another owl? Well, another owl would be nice as well. Perhaps maybe we should aim for one of the bigger ones during the night. Something like a rose eagle owl, maybe spotted eagle owl, barn owl, Scops owl, although that one's somewhat smaller. That there. Let me just quickly grab my binoculars. It is a Battalier Eagle, so we are going to carry on and not shine the light at it. Sorry, I was hoping that it was going to be an owl. Yeah, that would have been perfect. But no. So it's one of the eagles, and because they are diurnal creatures, and we're not going to shine the light at them. Okay, nothing around this broken tree. I feel like sometimes when we drive, maybe we miss things that might cross on the road just ahead of us because we are so busy looking for things on the sides. And I know it's happened to me on more than one occasion, especially with leopards, that you're so focused on other things that what is right in front of you is pretty much goes unnoticed. Now, what else is here? Bush babies, come on! Lorena, you say, how about Shangile? I would love to see Shangile as well. We haven't seen her. I'm not too sure where she's been hanging out. Like I said earlier, perhaps she's been in Little Gowrie somewhere. And it seems like her and Hosanna enjoy that area. Could be. I haven't heard of Shangile being spotted in this particular area of the reserve where I'm in, but I think Karula used to take them here because I know she used to be found around this particular area. So who knows? Could be a good idea to see her, or a good thing to see her here, meaning that perhaps she's wandering slightly further into Djuma again rather than staying on the fringes and dividing her time between us and some other properties to the south of us. I see lights for a car going away. Alright guys, where are you? Seems like we had all of our luck with that little pearl-spotted owlet we found earlier on. And that's pretty much it. Now, are you a chameleon? No, you are not. You are just a leaf. Sorry, I got us all excited for nothing. seems like Taylor's got her spotlight out, so let's go over to her and hopefully she'll have more luck than us. Mike, negative?
I'm hoping so, but at the moment it's not looking too hopeful. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back down on Gallagher shortcut. We just on Buffelshoek cut line. I haven't seen anything crossing over just yet. It's difficult with Mvula because he doesn't move very quickly. He's a bit of a tortoise. He takes his time. He's in no hurry. We know this, so I don't know where he could go. So we could go all the way back down to Gallagher, go to Gallagher Pan again, and he could eventually be out of the thicket, out of the drainage lines. But I also want to poke my nose into that hyena den in infrared to see if the adults are there. We'll give it one last bash, and if we don't see them, we won't go in though. If I can see that there's no adults around, I'm gonna just reverse straight out. Just because it's one thing, you know, going there sort of when it's light, but it's a completely different story going there when it's pitch dark. And I know we've got infrared, but like I said, I don't want to be spending too much time there without an adult around. But we do need to check, so it is okay that we poke our nose and have a look and then go out again. But we'll be sensitive now because we haven't got the light on our side. Just checking, and there's also a big male leopard hanging around in the area. Remember, Mvula, if it is Mvula, I think it is not too far, was moving around not too far away from where the den is. Okay, so let's go back down this way. Please let us bump into him, please, pretty please, with cherry on top. You just keep scanning. That's all you've got to do now though, is because it is dark. Going to rely on your hearing now, and then of course the spotlight actually does help a fair amount because you'll be able to see a reflection quite nicely in his eyes if he's walking towards us. Otherwise it'll be just as difficult to spot him during the day if you just see his spots. Now I want to sing a song when I hear this viewer's name. It's I Believe I Can Fly. It's not I Can Fly, it's just I Believe. Wanted to know if there were any snakes around here at this time of the year. Yes, you actually can see snakes. You've got a better chance, in my opinion, of seeing snakes now out on the road. Not now because it's a bit cold, but a little bit earlier, about an hour ago, warming themselves up. Puff adders, pythons. We see their tracks going across the road almost every single day now. So they're definitely around. And they just move around when it's nice and warm, and then they go and find a cozy spot to curl up in until the day all starts again. They won't be too active in the cold evenings, but they'll definitely move around during the peak of the day. We have a nightjar. What nightjar do we have sitting in the road in front of us? Let's see. No, we've got no nightjar sitting in the road in front of us because it flew away. It was one of them. It would have either been a square-tailed nightjar or a fiery-necked nightjar, the two most common ones that we see around here. Okay. We're not far from the den now, I think, but like I said, it's difficult for me to try and remember where I need to turn off. Oh, it's just after this. Gotta concentrate though. Now, Amy, you're wondering why it is bad for us to hang around that hyena den when the adults aren't there. It's because they're not being supervised. So it's the same thing as to why we don't view young leopard or lion cubs on their own without an adult present. Because if something goes wrong, so say a leopard comes around and starts hanging around the den, there's no adults to chase them away, and we don't want our presence to really disturb them. So it's just important we try and give them as much respect as possible. I think I'm about to do exactly the same thing. I think I always miss this turn coming from this side. No, I can't see because and the spotlight is biting me. Why are you biting me, spotlight? Oh. I think something is broken on here and the plastic is stabbing me. Right, let's go back onto the road. I don't know why I can't ever find this 2-track when I come this way around. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to have to go back. It sounds so silly, and I'm going to have to turn around and come through these dips again because I can't do it. I'm just absolutely hopeless. It's an awkward 2-track. You see, it comes in from the sort of south and cuts into the blocks. When you come this way around, you don't see it at all. You completely miss it. And I think there's a whole lot of bush babies, but they're too far away. Just in this drainage line. This is also a good area to see bush bear. Nah, they're way too far, but they're two bouncing about the trees. Oh no, Taylor, concentrate. Where is this 2-track now? Let me just check again. Sorry about this. Very embarrassing. Somewhere around here. It's on this road somewhere. Maybe it's just over here. Yes, I think it's just over here. Mary, you're wondering why it is here. Hey, yes. Sorry, Mary, we were just discussing this. This is the track. Mary, you're wondering why are hyenas, little ones, called cubs and not a pup? And it's because a hyena is actually more closely related to a cat than it is a dog, which is quite interesting. So it doesn't really make too much sense to call it a pup, but it's not a cat either. It's something completely on its own. Now, I don't want to shine into the den. So I'm just going to put I need to have my lights on because otherwise I'm going to crash. If I don't, we will then be very stuck. Just go around here. Just check very carefully. Ow! Get the leaves. Yep. Just check around this side, see if there's any adults. I don't see any adults. I just saw the little one. Okay, we're gonna go out. The adults are not home. I did see the tiny little one just sitting very quickly. But I don't, like I said, I don't want to go in and bother them. Okay, I need to try and turn around now and get out of here. Ali is searching for the impossible. Will she be able to show you a pangolin? Ali, I'm wishing you all the luck.
Thanks for all the luck. However, it seems like we're gonna need a lot more luck because we haven't been able to spot any chameleons so far. We just came across some scrub hares running on the road, and that's been pretty much it. So I wonder if perhaps this is the reason why we hadn't tried this road before, because it seems like it's a bit too thick perhaps to be able to spot any creatures, although I thought it would have been such a nice place to see some porcupines, some chameleons, and of course some bush babies. Clearly not the case, and who knows, we even had a few drainage lines in there too, just to see if perhaps Shungile would come around, although seems like not this time. I can't really complain after the wonderful day we have had out here. Now what is that? Is that a bird on top there, or is that the branch of a tree? Is it just a branch? Oh, it's a vulture. Okay, sorry guy. This thing of holding with one hand the spotlight and the other one the binoculars, it's always quite interesting. Alright, Angama, this is your chance. Last 10 minutes of drive. We are all waiting for you. You've had enough time to move around from wherever it is that you were this morning. Although he did give us a full day yesterday, so maybe he thinks that now he doesn't have to come for the next 6 drives or so to make it up for 60 minutes or so. No. Alright. I am trying to also just keep the brakes because they're not working properly. It seems like we snapped something this morning while we were following Shadow. It was definitely worth it, but I just want to make sure that we don't go dashing down one of these roads and then just not able to stop and carry on and crash into something. So far it seems like we are fine. I know Connor fixed for saving our lives yet again, although I might endanger them just now. Alright, we are back up. Alright, this is a slightly more open road, so Seb, maybe let's try this one. See if we can find anything here. Perhaps maybe one of those hyenas, maybe one of the parents, so we can find out what's happening now at the hyena den. Very happy to know that we have finally found the place where they've been spending all their time, and I think we all had agreed on the fact that it had to be somewhere around Galago and Vuvu, because every day there were so many trucks on those roads. But I'm super excited that Taylor had the first glimpse of those little ones over there, because I'm sure and hopefully they'll stick around so that we can enjoy many more sightings of them. Look forward to getting to know them, because I only saw them once at that other that they were in that massive termite mound. Alright, chameleons, this is your time to shine. Are you a chameleon? You are not a chameleon. Perhaps anything else around here? No? Chameleons? Seems like I'm not having that much luck, so let's go for chameleons. So maybe she'll have more luck than us.
No, we're still looking for a leopard. We actually just had an owlet. It looked like a barred owlet from what I saw very quickly. Nightjar, you're going to stay on the road? No. Another nightjar. Not hanging around though. Right, we're going to do one more quick check. Nyala have moved now. Hang on here. You look very suspicious, Nyala. Have you seen something? Have you seen the leopard? Where's the leopard? They're just behind me. I just want to scan very carefully here. Let's actually take it very slowly, because they've moved now from where they are. Or not from where they are, from where they were, where we saw them a bit earlier. We had that big ram. They weren't alarming, they were just staring. So maybe they think something is up. And I'm sure animals get that instinct as well, that they're being watched. Oh, that's just a stump. There's a stump that looked very much like his. Stay on the ground, please. Let's try again. Let's go have a look at this nightjar. Don't you dare fly away, please. Please don't fly away. Ah. You are pesky critters. Normally you're so easy to put on screen. You know, nightjars are never one we worry about trying to get them to sit still, because they don't normally move out of the way. You just about drive over them before you've even seen them on the floor. And now tonight they just won't hang tight for me. Perhaps they think I've been a bit spoiled with all the amazing critters I've seen over the last few game drives. It's just fine, fair enough. You know, you can't have it all. We'll do a nightjar mission maybe tomorrow night, where we'll see how many different species we can find, if we can get them all. Let's just check one last time at the pan. There, what eye? No, those are not eyes, those are lights from the lodge. Okay, we're almost there. Please be a leopard drinking water. Here I can see the lights to the lodge. You can't be far now. And I also saw another car coming along Shortcut Galago, which is good. You can hear a fiery neck nightjar calling. Scrub hairs. Lots of scrub hairs. It's scrub hair heaven over here. Right. Should we have a look at those scrub hairs? We're going to have to go into infrared now though. Are you ready to go into infrared? May we go into infrared please? And we'll have a look at the scrub hairs. There they are. Just see their reflection in their eyes. And I'm going to sit quietly because there's lots of nice noises tonight. You can hear the scops owl, the fiery neck nightjar. Lots of insects making noises. Can't hear the scrub hairs though, they're pretty quiet. How beautiful are those African evening sounds. You know, we always sit and we listen to the dawn chorus, but it's really nice to sit and listen to, of course, what's going on at night. Something that I do definitely miss. are the sounds of frogs, and I can't wait again for the rainy season so we can do frogging. You all saw how excited we got. Oh, do you see that little scrub hare on the left did a bit of a shake? Ruffling its hair. And they all love coming out onto the open area. At the moment, quarantine as well is filled. It's that big open place, absolutely filled with scrub hares. A great hunting ground for owls. We don't actually see too many big owls up on quarantine. I don't think I've seen any. I've only seen a barred owlet and a pearl sparlet. Ooh. Right, Ellie's got something in the bush, so I'm going to send you back across to her.
We are very excited. We managed to find a genet. So you see that beautiful little face in between the bushes over there? Seems like it's a large spotted genet. Now, they can spend most of the day up in the trees, but at night they come down and they start looking for food. So they're quite shy little creatures. We don't see them all that often. But funny enough, we had one that used to come into our camp every day, and it was called Genevieve the Genet, of course. But we haven't seen her in a while, so I wonder perhaps this could be her. Just want her to move a little bit more into the open, hopefully as it starts becoming more used to the sound of my voice. It'll give us another look. But yay for nocturnal creatures! Managed to find a tiny little genet, so just see how hard it is to see it. So we normally don't look for body shape, we look for the eyes shining. And that's the easiest way to be able to find any of these nocturnal creatures. Somebody's quite comfortable in that little clump of grass though. Come, you can go eat that little moth flying there. Oh, this is quite awesome. Where are you going? So they have quite a large body, and it's almost like they look like a ferret, like between a ferret and a weasel. Now, I don't think we can move around and have a better view of her. It seems, of it. It's a bit complicated, so I'm just going to patiently wait here, see if perhaps it'll reveal itself to us just before the show closes. No. 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 Lorena, you're saying that she's moving so slowly. She is indeed. I don't think it's started to properly go off hunting. Perhaps this is where she's been for the last few hours. I think it's quite a cozy spot. And as she becomes a bit more acclimatized, and she'll start moving a little bit more. No, perhaps not. Alright. I think maybe the time has come to say goodnight to this beautiful genet and everyone that's come on this wonderful drive with us today. So we're going to leave this little one and carry on. Perhaps maybe in the last 10 seconds of drive we will get that very famous pangolin. We don't know, we can only hope. So bye bye little genet, it was a pleasure spending time with you, but I think it was quite nice to let us see it, so let's not overstay our welcome and carry on. And who knows what else we'll see around here. I think we've had an incredible day out here in the bush yet again, very full of surprises. So we'll see you guys tomorrow to see what else the African bush will deliver for us.